Hi there. I'm just going to make a video tonight on Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas. I put up some lights. there's more, but you can't see them. I wanted to make a dream tonight. Oh my God. You know what? I'm not even doing it again. I have said that. Instead of video, I've said dream every single time. It's the third time I'm not doing it again. So I'm going to make a video about my recurring dreams. I'm going to start with the one that I remember from the earliest ages. Like, these dreams recurred for a while, like from the youngest ages I can remember, then like preteen from like the ages of, before 12, 13, and then from 13 until about 17. Well, maybe a little bit longer than that. Because I think this is normal, probably around 17, 18 years old. Like in the beginning, I had started the spiritual path. I was into the paranormal. I don't know how to explain that. I don't know. I like science fiction and, stuff like that. I think there was just certain things that I was drawn to for certain reasons, regarding like past lives and things like that. And I do have memories of a particular past life. I don't remember many of them, just one. But yeah, so tonight I'm going to talk about my recurring dreams, and I'm going to start with the one that I remember the earliest. And these dreams are always exactly the same. This one, though, like the layout would be the same, the room would be the same. It was, it really felt like a test. So I'll explain it to you and see, how you feel about it or what you think about it. So it starts off where I just end up in this big room. And it looks like the size of a gymnasium, like a really big room. But on the walls, all of it is shapes, like blue, yellow, red shapes. And they all geometric shapes, and they fit together. And all the walls are like that, like not wallpaper, but made of blocks. And the floors are like that too. And it's a huge, huge room. Well, I mean, not that big, but for a little kid, it was a big room. In reality, it was probably about the size of a school gym, But it was big to me. So I'm in this room. There's no doors. There's no windows. It's all like that, the entire room. Except there's 3 big holes in the ground, like a pit, on either side of me. And I just know inside that my job is to walk in between these tunnels, like these holes in the ground, and it was almost like they wanted me to decide whether, or I don't know, I don't mean to say they, but if it was a test and it was set up, because that's really, it's really what it felt like, It felt like I had to look into these tunnels. Sometimes it would be a puppy, and it would be crying, and I would feel anxiety. I would feel, oh, the puppy needs help. Is it hurt? Sometimes I would look and sometimes not. It would be different things like that. Sometimes I would just subconsciously, just know that I didn't want to look in the hole, one of the holes, as I was walking down, because it had something like spiders and scorpions in it. And I just knew that, and I didn't want to see it. Sometimes it would be a person, and they would be talking to me and asking me to help them to get out. And it was just like that every single time. Different things. And as I was thinking about this today, I thought, there's really something going on with this. After I started talking and speaking what's going on with me and all of my personal experiences, other people have been, I am so tired. I'm sorry. I should have waited, but I didn't want to. Other people were saying that they have similar stuff. Now, I don't think we're all going to go through the same things. But when I started talking about soul school, a lot of people know what I'm talking about. And I know some people that aren't really familiar with this, aren't really connected to their dreams, don't remember their dreams like at all, because there's some people that are like that. They'll think that it's the subconscious. This is really good how this went. This is funny. They'll think it's the subconscious, because we were in school for so long and stuff like that. But I'm going to give you an example because dreams are different. They are. There's different kinds of dreams because the soul school dreams are very lucid, like I'm really there. And I don't remember what I do there exactly. Like sometimes I'll have little bits and pieces, but then I forget. So that's why I started a dream journal. I think that's a really good idea. If you are into this kind of stuff, I keep, it's a little notepad. I should have brought it, but I didn't think of it. And a pen, like right under the pillow next to me, so that I can wake up and remember. And even if you just jot down little notes, whatever you can do, just write it down. Because I'm going to explain that. There is a difference. I know I laughed so hard about this morning because I realized that I wasn't the only one that had this dream, because I remember hearing a comedian years and years ago, and I remember laughing really hard and going, I've had that dream. So it's the dream where you're in school and you're naked and you're trying to get out of school without anybody seeing you. And I swear I've had this dream. Then she goes, it was a lady comedian. She goes, and there was a crocodile chasing me. Yeah, and I've had that dream. I've had that dream. And I remembered that in one of these particular dreams, I had like this blanket that I had as a child in the dream. And I was running away from this crocodile and I'm naked and I only have this blanket. Oh, P.S. Hey, I'm in my onesie. I totally forgot about that. I decided it was Christmas Eve, it's nighttime, I'm about to go to bed, and I put on my onesie. So yeah, I don't know if you've had the dream about the naked crocodile. I mean, the crocodile wasn't naked, I was. And I'm escaping from school. And that's definitely, especially if you've had any experiences with bullying. I know that I have. And I think that the crocodile might represent like the bullying aspect, being naked at schools, feeling vulnerable, stuff like that. So there really is a difference, because in that dream, I didn't have any control over what I was doing. I was just there for the ride. You see, that was my subconscious in control. But there's a difference in this dream that I just described, not the naked school run, but the one about the holes in the floor with the geometric shapes on the wall room. And I was a really little kid. And I remember I would have this dream, not every single night, but I had it repeatedly. So, as I was thinking about this today, when I decided what I was going to make a video about, I had a couple different things, but I figured I should do this one first because when I talked about the dream state and knowing that I go somewhere, and it's not all the time because I can tell the difference. The subconscious. You want to hear another reflection of my subconscious? Okay, I'll give you one. So there's dreams like this. I'll be standing in a group of people, and I'll have a really nice outfit on. I'll look really nice. But then I'll look down, and I'm always wearing a skirt. Sometimes I'm not wearing tights. Tights. You can kind of see through them, but you wear them under your skirt for, elegance and niceness. They're pretty. So I was wearing that, and I looked down, and my legs were so hairy that they were popping out of the leotards, okay? Like the leggings stuff, but the thin ones. I forget what they're called. Nylons? Maybe nylons. So in the dream, I'm having this conversation with these people, and I'm talking. I don't remember what I was talking about, but in my head, I remember being like, oh my God, Becky, no, my legs are so hairy. I hope nobody sees this. And when I was growing up, sometimes like in gym class, my legs wouldn't be completely shaved, so people would make fun of me. Like it wasn't even that bad, but kids are kids, so I had that in my subconscious growing up. So I would have dreams like that. I remember them. Even sometimes in those dreams now, and this is bizarre, okay, and I really don't care, because I mean, like, whatever. It's leg hair. So if I if if I have hairy legs when I go to sleep and I'm in a dream, I'll have hairy legs in the dream. Why? Isn't that weird? Like if it's a dream and I don't know. I don't want to look too much into that, but I thought I should mention it. Because I do recognize that in the dream. That I look like the state, like how I've gone to sleep. Maybe not all the time, but I've noticed that. So yeah, moving on. The second one. This one. See, the first one wasn't scary. Sometimes it was. Sometimes I'd be like, oh, anxiety and stuff, because I knew like there was spiders, something scary in there or whatever. But this one I remember I had up at least until 13. Yeah. And it was scary. And you know what though? This one's really good because I found, you'll know anyway what I'm talking about. It's a dream where, and it's always the same, and it's always the same part all the time. It'll be where I'm escaping from this underground tunnel. And as I'm running away, I go through, like, I'm running and it's dark, but then I hit these doors and there's lights on the walls. And it's lighter, and these doors are like dark green, military type, like hard, heavy steel doors. And I burst through those, and it's like this hallway that's a little bit wider. But it's not a hallway, it's a tunnel. And it goes kind of like this. It's round, like this. And I remember as a kid, and I only had certain knowledge about tunnels, I thought mines, right? Like mine tunnels, like for coal or diamonds or whatever. And I remember running through, and I would have this moment every time where I would look up, and I'd look around for just a second, and I think there's nothing holding up the tunnels. There's no wood, and the tunnels looked like they had a layer of shellac, like glass. Like if you tapped it, it wouldn't be like tink, 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 but it would definitely be solid, and you could see through it. And I could see like the rocks and the dirt, and it was definitely just brown dirt. Like that's all it was. It was brown and it was dirt, but it had this glass type. And what I thought about it as I was growing up and having this dream over and over, like what could do that? What could turn it to glass? And then I thought heat, like something that tunneled through and burned it at such a high heat that it turned to something like glass and solidified, maybe to a certain thickness so that the tunnel was safe. I don't know. But I definitely remember recognizing that there was no wood and the glass, and I could see through it. And it was hard, And like I said, it was shiny, like somebody had painted it with something. But I realized that you can't paint dirt. So, you can't. So I figured it had to be heat, Like, I don't claim to be, um, like Nikola Tesla genius intellectual, because I'm not. I've always said that I know a little bit about a lot of things, and it's been helpful. Like, sometimes I know a little bit more about a certain subject, but I mean, I'll always admit when I don't know something. You know, I don't have the answers. The only thing that I do know is the things that I'm sharing with you, and I hope by doing this, other people will do the same thing. And then we can, compare it, and we try to figure out what's going on together. Because there was a lot of people that said they knew that they were going somewhere else too, and it doesn't mean that you're being abducted by extraterrestrials or something else, whether it be dimensional beings. Because P.S., I saw a picture for the first time today. It didn't shock me as much as I thought. I saw a picture of the being that I saw, and it's from this man that takes pictures of dimensional beings, and I don't really know how he does it. I just looked into it tonight, and I'm so tired that I didn't have the energy to go further. So I'll finish my story so this doesn't get too long. So, right, I stop for that moment, I make my observation, and I know that I'm running away from something, P.S. I never see what it is, but I'm running away from something. And so it's this bigger part of the hallway, but then it gets to the end and it has like a turn, okay? It turns. And it goes out this chute end where you can see light at the end of the tunnel. Now, it wasn't all the time that this happened, but right as I turned the corner to head out and get out of there to my freedom, wherever that was, well, it was light. It looked like daylight. So I was clearly underground. Trust me, I made a lot of connections later in life about it. I just need a drink. I'm always keeping an eye on the time because I just don't want to go too long. So, right when I turn the corner, there's a horse. A horse standing there, and it's tied. And at that age, I had a great love for horses. Love them, love them, love. I still do. But, like, I don't know, I think every young girl dreams of having a horse. And that was a time for me. So I would get around the corner, the horse would be there, and it would be terrified of me. Scared. And so I would stop, and I would try to comfort the horse, like, no, no, it's okay, it's okay. And it would be like somebody, it just goes blank, like I get hit in the head, or, like I wake up. And I remember the last time that I had that dream, because sometimes the horse wasn't there, but I still wouldn't make it out. I never got out. And the last time I had that dream, I did get out. And then I never had it again. And the thing is that I found out how they make those underground tunnels in those bases. And it's pretty much like that. They have a tunneling machine that heats up and it burrows through. And that's exactly what it looks like. I seen that for the first time a couple of years ago. And I don't know if you've ever felt this feeling, but it was like my heart sunk in my stomach, and I was staring at the computer screen, and I couldn't blink, but my eyes were welling up with tears. And then when I blinked, tears fell, because it was such a shocking feeling to see this when I had this dream so many times for so many years of my life. I still don't know what all this means. I don't even know if I want to know anymore, to be honest. Here I am. What's this? What's this? Tell me what it is. And now, I don't know if that was such a good idea. I mean, I'm okay. Like, I just, it's a lot to take in all at once. So I'm just gonna continue. The last one, because there's only one more. It was a dream of flying. And it would always be the same. I would fly over mountains, forests. Oh, I can still see all of these things like they happened yesterday. Like it's a memory, and it's weird. And you can feel it. Like you feel like it must have been some type of astral travel. I realize those things. But it's more than that. There's more to it than that. And I believe that by doing this, sometimes I just have to look away so that I can focus. I'm sorry. Where was I? See? Right. Right. So I'd be on flying over forests and towns. And then I would fly over the ocean. No, that's the last part. I would end up at this little spot. It was like a little tiny corner of a harbor in like a fishing town somewhere in Asia. And it looked like maybe the Philippines. I know it wasn't India. It could have been Cambodia or Thailand. They had a darker complexion of people. Like they weren't fair skinned like Chinese people are or the Japanese people are. They had darker complexion, but they were Asian people. And I would stop there, and it's like these men were getting home from Hi, mister. It's my cat. He just meowed. They're getting home from fishing, and there's this one man in particular, and he's middle-aged, and he's wearing a red t-shirt and light blue jeans and sandals, and he's got his metal lunch tin, and I'm right above the light, like the street lamp. I'm floating above that. And all I do is I stop, and this is a beautiful, tranquil place, like a really nice spot, and everyone's saying goodnight to each other. I can't understand the language, but I can hear them. It's like people from far away. And they're saying goodnight to each other, and I watch this man walk away and go up. It's like a wooden dock, and then there's these stairs that go up, and it goes right up into the woods, and I can't see where he goes. But it goes up, and there's woods right here, and then you can see right over here, it's like where there might be, little shops for selling fish or whatever. There's some stores and storefronts, and then another streets down there to maybe go to town. But he's going, maybe, it looks like he's going up, into maybe a mountain region. I don't know. And then I'll just leave. I just fly away after that. I don't have any, feelings of sadness or that I may know this man, but I don't know how. Maybe from past life, I don't know. And then I'll just fly away. So I'm flying over the ocean, because no matter where I go, I always end up at that one spot. Then I'll fly off, and I'm over the ocean, and it is really like I'm flying really quickly, but then I happen to look down. And as I look down, I see like this huge shadow. And I am so afraid of deep, dark ocean. I don't have like a phobia or anything. I just mind my own business. Sharks are not going to come into my living room, knock on the door, come in and bite my legs off. No. If I don't go, and I'll swim in the ocean, but I even learned about they just make me uncomfortable. All right, I don't like deep dark ocean water. It gives me a really terrible feeling in my gut, like a panic. Like I just want to start climbing, and I'm not even drowning. It's an awful feeling. So I'm flying over the water, I see this shadow, and I'm automatically thinking, holy crap, like it's a big, huge ocean monster, which is like my worst fear. Like being on a cruise. I watched a movie one time where a cruise ship was attacked by some kind of kraken creature. Oh my God. Guys, I don't know if I'd survive. Whew. But anyway, so every time I get really close, but then I'm so scared that I wake myself up. It's like this for years, right? And then, oh yeah, I totally forgot about this one dream I had one time though. Only once. I'll tell it after this. I'll finish this. So the last time I have this one dream, I'm flying over the ocean, and I was just like, to hell with it. I'm gonna hit the water. What's the worst can happen? I knew that this was a dream. I knew. So I hit the water. Okay? But guess what? The shadow was me. You'll never believe it. I saw my reflection then. I was the most beautiful Chinese looking golden dragon. I was so beautiful. I was glowing. And at that moment, I like woke myself up and I was like, oh, because it was so cool. Yeah. So all those times I was afraid of me. It was me in like this spiritual dragon form. It was awesome. You know, it really was. It was really, really cool. So the dream that I forgot about, and I remember this one too. This one scared the hell out of me. Like I woke up crying and I ran across the street to my friend's house. She's like, "What's wrong?" I had a bad dream. It was horrible. Like, and it was so real. That's why it matters, and it's connected because I had this one before I had the last dream where I hit the water. I didn't care anymore, right? And I just saw who I was in spirit form. So it was this dream where I was on the beach and oh my God, it was like a memory. And I know other people have had dreams like this too. So please, like, even if you want to cover your face, like make it so that there's just a picture so that they can't see your face. Just use your voice. There's lots of people that do that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. As long as you're sharing. You don't even have to do that. You know, make it in written form. But it's really important that we talk about this stuff. I have a good positive feeling about it. And even if not, that's okay. You know, maybe it's going to take some time for people to think about it, figure it out. I don't know. It doesn't really matter, but I feel really good about sharing it. So I'm on the beach, and I know that this is a school trip, and we're at the beach, and there's lots of buses, and I know that there's a lot of people there, but I don't really remember anyone in particular's face. But like I can still see them. You know, people playing in the water, and all of a sudden I was looking down at the water, you know, and I heard people like start yelling and getting out of the water. So the number one thing is I thought shark. You know? And then I realized that people are pointing in the sky. And so I look up, and it's really far away. And at first I'm like, man, that's a really big bird. And as it gets closer, I'm like, oh my God, that's not a bird. And I started running. And no, it wasn't Superman. It was a freaking dragon. And it was huge, okay? Big wings. See, I didn't have wings when I was flying. I was like a serpenty type one, you know, like the Chinese ones, they don't have wings. And I didn't have wings. But this one did. And it was coming right for us. And everybody on the beach was running for the buses. And I was so worried that I wasn't going to get on the buses. So there was the last bus, and I got on it. And we're all like booking it out of there at high speed. And there's the bus that I'm on, and I'm standing like, because I just got on the bus, and the bus driver just went, because I'm standing at the front of the bus, and the bus driver's right here. and everybody else is like behind me. There's some people just right there, you know. So I'm here at the bus, and I'm looking out the windshield, and I can see that there's another bus. There's some wood, like a line of woods, and then there's another road. It like so that you can go both ways, but we're taking the roads to get out of there. So I'm on the bus, and like, I mean, this is so scary. Like this was like a nightmare and a half. And I'm hanging on to the railing here, and the bus driver's like right there. And I'm looking over, and we're going really fast, and you know, we're just shooting through these woods, and I'm looking over, and I'm looking back this way, and then I look over, and this dragon swoops down, and it just blasted this bus with fire, the whole bus with fire. And I thought, oh my God, that's going to happen to us. And so we went, and then we got to this one part where I don't know, it was like a wall. And then, but we didn't hit the wall, we went through it. And then I woke, I didn't wake up. The dream switched, it changed to where I was at home now, and I was in my bathroom of my childhood home, and there's a window right here, and then the toilet's right there. So when you're taking a shower, you can open the window, or when you're taking a shit, you can open the window. Yeah. And because we didn't have a bathroom fan. So anyway, I'm standing there, and I'm looking out the window into the woods in the back. And I mean, I was really lucky. I grew up in a country home. I mean, my situation, which I'll get to in another video, wasn't that great. But my country home was beautiful. And I had beautiful forest, and it was just a blessing. Like, a lot of people, they don't have that, especially people that grow up in the city. So anyway, I'm in the bathroom, I'm looking out the woods, and it's so nice. And then all of a sudden, I see this freaking eyeball, and it's like looking at me like this, you know, through these trees. And it's this yellow eyeball, and it blends in with the trees. I didn't see it at first, and it's like this long head, and like, imagine this eyeball like fucking looking at you. And I was like, oh, and I knew it found me. Like, I at first I wasn't sure. I didn't think like that it was coming for me, but it did. And I just kind of went down the wall really slow, okay, because I was terrified. And I did that, and the moment that I like got in the squatting position, that thing, boom, through the window, and the wall came down. I felt the gyprock on my face. I was coughing, and then I was scrambling because it was on top of me. Like, it came, and it was like boom, and it was on top of me. And I scrambled up, and I got into the bathtub. And you know how on the corner of the tub, if you put one foot, and I mean, it was really difficult. I mean, I was scared. And I was up against the wall like that with my feet just on the corner of the tub, you know? And it came in, and it had a really long snout, but this one didn't look like me. It was a really dark blue green color, it was a really dark blue. It's hard. Well, I know my colors. Anyway, I guess it doesn't really matter. So it just came around, and it got maybe about, hang on, maybe about 2 feet away from me, and it was sniffing. Okay, it was sniffing me. And then it just left. And I ran out of the bathroom. I went out of the bathroom door, and I shut the door. And then I was in an apartment. But I knew it was my apartment, even though I was just in my childhood home in my bathroom. I was in an apartment, and I had a Chinese roommate. And I remember thinking, oh, there's my Chinese roommate. And the cops were there. And the cops came over, and they put this blanket around me. And I was trying to tell them what happened. I was trying to tell them they had to go and find my friends that were on the school bus because we got attacked by a dragon at the beach. And they were taking it serious. They're like, yeah, okay. And then I just woke up. That's it. You know? But I had that one. And then I had the one. But then I never had that dream again. You know? Now, when I fly around, it's different. It's, see, the further you get, the harder it gets to talk about. So basically, in spirit form, I figured out that I was a form of a dragon made of light. A light dragon. You know? So that really, I think it's a big part of your spiritual journey, your life journey. I think this soul school thing, there's something to it. There is. And I hope that by sharing this, that other people will, remember and recollect their experiences, and hopefully, we can try to figure this thing out together. Because I'd really like to. That's why I'm doing it, This has nothing to do with me at all. I don't care. That's why I've never told you my name or anything about me. If you really want to know, I'll share it with you. I mean, not my name or anything, because I'll get to that. It's not because I don't want people to know who I am. Yeah, this video's gone on long enough. But I hope that it's been good. I'm really tired. I tried my best. But I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good night, everybody. I love you. Take care.